as clear as a musical note and as sincere as a melody. You're the music that's been playing inside my head since the first day we met.
We all love Luka. He's one of the best characters in the show, but sadly, he barely gets any screen time. He could have done so much more. He was a strong love interest, more mature than most of the cast, and full of potential. Yet he was pushed aside, and now he's away in Brazil. But what if Luka was the main character of our story? What if he was the one who became Ladybug, fighting Hawkmoth alongside Cat Noir? What would have changed in the story? There is only one way to find out. It's the first day of school. Luka wakes up, gets ready, and heads out with Yuleka. In this version, they're twins who attend the same school and share the same class. Meanwhile, Gabriel starts using the Butterfly Miraculous, and Master Fu begins his search for new holders. Luka always liked Marinette from the very first day, but never able to tell how he feels. And she was a really shy person, so making a conservation feels so impossible. But when he saw Marinette this morning, he approaches and smiles to her. Suddenly, an old man falls to the ground as a car rushes toward him. Marinette is about to react, but Luka moves faster and saves the man's life. Master Fu notices the determination in Luka's eyes and, off-screen, decides to give him the Ladybug Miraculous. Later in class, Marinette and Luka face Chloe and Sabrina. Luka, being more mature and self-confident, stands up to Chloe and shuts her down. "I always wanted to do this," Luka tells this to himself. "Something was really different today. I feel much better." Marinette blushes, impressed by his courage. Juleka sits with Rose, while Luka invites Marinette to sit next to him. She immediately accepts his offer and starts their friendship. But unfortunately, Marinette never becomes friends with Alya, and she stays in the dark. Before Ms. Bustier arrives, Ivan and Kim start fighting. Ivan ends up getting akumatized into Stoneheart. Everyone runs out of the classroom, but Rose can't keep up because of her illness. Luka and Juleka stay behind to help her escape, and by pure luck, Stoneheart targets Kim instead. Rose starts coughing blood. In this reality, her illness is getting her. After all this years of treatment, she finally gave up fighting, and she wanted to spend her last months like a normal kid. That's why she was spending as much as time possible with everyone. At home, Luka watches the news about the villain destroying the city. Both of them discover their mysterious boxes and meet their kwamis. Adrian is excited, while Luka is confused but willing to try. They both learn what they must do: fight the villain and protect Paris. While searching for Stoneheart, Luka and Adrian meet for the first time. Luka calls himself Lordbug, while Adrian chooses Cat Noir, just like in the original. They find Stoneheart just as he's about to crush Kim, and manage to save him. But the real battle starts here. Cat Noir rushes in and wastes his cataclysm. Luka freezes, overwhelmed by how unreal everything feels. Stoneheart strikes both of them, throwing them across the field. Cat Noir tells him, "I'm scared too, but I turned that fear into strength. You can do the same, Lordbug. We're Paris's last chance." Hearing this, Luka remembers what matters most to him: protecting the people he cares about. With Alya's help, they come up with a plan. Using the swimsuit, they trick Stoneheart into dropping the akumatized object. Luka destroys it and purifies the Akuma. Hawkmoth is furious. How could two complete rookies defeat such a powerful villain? He detransforms and storms off to complain to Natalie. Meanwhile, Lordbug and Cat Noir discuss the battle. They were still shocked. Reporters and cameras surround them, celebrating Paris's two new heroes. But while everyone cheers, Luka knows in his heart, this is only the beginning. Season 1 is mostly filler, so I will skip most of them and only focus some of them. Marinette not meeting with Alya and not becoming a friend with her will cause a snowball effect. Alya's obsession starts with Ladybug. But I'm curious if she becomes so obsessed over Lordbug, So let's say she just want to reveal both heroes' identities, so Alya start investigating almost every man. And not toying with Chloe doesn't lead to her akumatization. She never gets expelled and never became a villain. But Chloe's case will be different. When Sabrina gets akumatized, she turns into Vanisher and causes her friend some trouble. Chloe tries to help the heroes to defeat Vanisher and makes things easier. Marinette's horrible action towards Chloe doesn't happen in this reality. Cause Luka listens to people with all her heart. Luka says, "Thank you, young lady, with your help the Paris is safe now. But we know what happened actually, so just try to not lead an akumatization on the first place." So Chloe nods and never gets akumatized and never starts an obsession towards Ladybug. While Lord Bug was leaving, Cat Noir asks him a question. Why don't we reveal our identities, partner? It would be so much easier, and we can be stronger together. It made sense for a moment, but Luka looked around and thinked, when we defeat Hawkmoth, we will. A promise to you. But they didn't know what would happen in the future. It was another school day. Adrien was preparing for school, and he sees the spellbook in his father's office. Unfortunately, he steals it. In school, he meets Lila, and she manages to steal to Grimoire again. They meet in the park, and Lila manages to impress Adrien with her lies. She was so good at it! And after all the stories she made about Adrien finally becomes his first victim. And unfortunately without Marinette, Lila and Adrien start to share their moments, so Volpina never gets akumatized. Lila stole the spellbook. Luka doesn't meet with Master Fu, so they never suspect that Gabriel is Hawkmoth, so Collector doesn't happen either. Following days, Paris was in lots of rumors. There were lots of arguments were happening, and everyone was talking about the reason. Why would Hawkmoth attacking all of them? What was the reason behind it? The people came up with ideas. Lots of rumors was told in their class. But Luka was trying to stay quite like Adrien, cause they didn't know why either. Where did these jewels come from? Luka questions himself. And when he go to home, he demanded answers. He always hated secrets from little ages, when his father left them, and when her mother lied to her all his life. All of Luka's past relationships and friendships had been built on lies and secrets. So he asked Tiki for the real answers, threatening to give up being a hero if she refused. With no choice, Tiki took him to Master Fu. With this action, Tiki disappoints how two-sided Luka can be. He was sweet and innocent. But on the other hand, if he gets mad, he was really scary. Luka immediately recognized the old man as the one he had saved from the car accident. Now, he asked all the questions he had been holding inside. What is our purpose? Why were we chosen? Master Fu, impressed by Luka's determination, knew from the start that he was the best candidate to become the next guardian. After taking all the answers he needed, Luka goes to his home, discussing the details with Tiki. 2 days later, someone new joined the school. Kagami even manages to defeat Adrien in a duel. The two quickly became rivals and friends, but Lila couldn't stand it. She approaches to Kagami when she was alone and said, "Adrien is only playing with you. You two are not friends. I'm telling this because I don't want you to get upset." Thanks to her stupid lies, Kagami turns into Riposte. When Riposte catches Lila and almost finishing her, Luka jumps and saves her. Meanwhile, Lila acts like the victim and grows closer to Adrien. Her sweet words and lies combine, and they end up kissing for the first time. Luka tries to fight with Riposte, but this doesn't work. So he starts talking with her. Luka knew what he needed to say and tries to convince her to reject the Akuma. But Lila's lies and Hawkmoth's threats are in her head, and she attacks them with her blade. She dashes to attack Lord Bug with all her power. Riposte lunges forward, her blade flashing with sharp precision. Luka narrowly deflects her strike as his lucky charm glows in his hand. It transforms into a sword, a perfect match for his own. Steel clashes against steel, sparks flying as their duel begins. As the battle rages, Kagami's strikes grow heavier, her tears mixing with her rage. For the first time in her life, she feels emotions she can't control. Anger, jealousy, and betrayal. Her blade trembles as her heart does. And finally, she collapses to her knees, sobbing, forgetting why she even accepted the Akuma. Luka approaches to her and destroys the object, watching the poor girl who was in her lowest point. Lila was watching everything from the side, learning about how butterflies work. And for a moment, Lila realizes that she isn't alone. Juleka was watching what is happening. Lila says, "The weird girl is there too. Why? Is she just curious? Or is there something else going on?" After the scene, we see Juleka going to her room. She is holding a notebook. She enters the room and starts to write what happened that day. Her journal already has lots of pages filled. Luka had a meeting with Marinette. These two start to get closer and closer as time passes. Marinette is a nice girl, but she has weird behavior sometimes, and this actually annoys Luka. He was usually calm and relaxed, but he feels that something is off. The truth is, he doesn't know that even without the umbrella scene, Marinette has started to like Adrien. He was so handsome and looks cool, but they aren't even close friends, just classmates in this version. When they go to school, Max shows everyone her AI intelligence. Unfortunately, their stupid teacher causes an akumatization. While everyone is fighting for their life, Luka ditches Marinette to transform. This annoys Marinette more. How could he send her alone, she concludes. Luka turns into Lord Bug and calls his partner. Meanwhile, Adrien ditches his friend Nino and transforms too. Wait a minute, I forgot to add something. Without Marinette's intervention, Nino and Alya never become a couple. Let's say she hangs out with Alex and Nino eventually sides with Adrien, because why not? Without hesitation, he charges at Robostus, but the villain's massive claws clamp down, trapping Luka with crushing force. Robostus' destruction is affecting mechanical things and is destroying almost everything. Luka watches the scene with horror, because it could tear their home apart any second. Cat Noir leaps in, his cataclysm glowing. With a single strike, he shatters the claws, freeing his partner. Yet, Robostus counters, ensnaring both heroes again in a storm of wires and steel. Towering over them, his voice booms, "Hand over your Miraculouses!" Cat Noir struggles, confusion and fear in his eyes. "What will you even do with them?" he demands. Robostus' answer shakes them both. "A wish. I will become human." Adrien freezes. His staff slips from his grasp. A wish? Unlimited power? His mother flashes through his mind. Why hasn't this power been used to heal her, to fix the world? But Luka's voice cuts through his thoughts, raw and urgent. "No! You don't understand. Every wish comes with a terrible price. If you take humanity, someone else will lose theirs." The tension breaks. Luka shouts at Max to press the release. Sparks fly as the trap bursts open, setting them free. Without hesitation, Luka charges at Markov. His yo-yo cuts clean through the corrupted object, snapping the Akuma's control. He purifies the butterfly and turns everything back to normal. Cat Noir asks his partner, "Why did you get so angry all of a sudden?" Lord Bug says the same thing. "When I learned the wish-granting potential, I wanted to bring something back that I lost, but the price can destroy another's life. That's why we can't let anyone combine our Miraculouses." Adrien looks at his ring and understands the situation better. He thinks, "So there is no way to bring my mother back?" Cat Noir asks, "How did you learn everything?" Luka tells him that there was a guardian in the massage salon. He was the one who gave them their jewels. Maybe you should visit him one day. While they are leaving the stadium, we see Juleka once again watching and writing what happened. "So, a wish, huh?" With a smirk on her face, she slips into the shadows. Without Cat Noir and Ladybug's love drama, some of the episodes don't happen either, so we move directly to Riposte. Alya, Alex, and Lila have a girls' night. Lila manipulates both of them easily because Alya admires her a lot. With all her lies and some real acting, it isn't hard to win their hearts. And Alex never questions anything. Alya's bratty sister ruins their night, so she screams at them. This turns them into sapotes. The girls try to stop Alya's sister, but it is impossible to stop them. While they are struggling, Luka and Juleka are in their ship giving their best performances in their little concert. But Adrien sees everything on his TV and jumps into action. He calls his partner, but he never answers. So he tries to take down as many sapotes as possible. But there aren't any butterflies in these hats. It gets harder and harder. Then he remembers what Lord Bug said, the Guardian. Lila is watching everything that is happening and tries to follow Cat Noir, but can't catch up to him. She tells her friends that the real one might be on the opposite side of the city. So she misleads Alya and Alex to get an opportunity to be akumatized. Maybe she can find the real akumatized object and use it to communicate with Hawk Moth. And with some power, she will crush Kagami and Marinette into dust, but her luck never gives her that chance. Adrien arrives at Fu's shop, and they meet for the first time. The Guardian knew where his partner lived, but couldn't say anything to Adrienne, so he gives Cat Noir an option. He shows the miracle box and allows Adrienne to take one Miraculous for the job. Without knowing what they do, he picks the Fox Miraculous for the mission. When they split up, Fu goes to Luka's home. He and his sister were playing their guitar so loudly they don't notice the Guardian. At some point, Luka sees the Guardian and ditches his sister. Juleka realizes that there was an Akuma attack in the city. She immediately takes her bike and rushes to the city center. Meanwhile, Luka transforms into Lord Bug and rushes to help his partner. Cat Noir was looking around the city to find a good host for the Fox Miraculous. Almost everyone in the city has escaped, so there aren't enough candidates for the job. He almost loses hope and then remembers his girlfriend Lila. She is having a party at Alya's house, so maybe she can help. Besides, she is a trustworthy girlfriend. Why wouldn't she be a hero alongside him? He finds her and gives her the Miraculous. And this is the jackpot for Lila. Power, the thing she needed. But she needed trust, so she plays her role as the perfect hero. Luka comes to the scene with his lucky charm. They defeat Sapotis without any problem. He turns to Lila with a curious glance. So, what's your superhero name? She smiles confidently. Call me Volpina. Something about it makes Luka uneasy. His instincts were rarely wrong, and this new hero didn't feel right. Cat Noir says nothing, and the moment passes. As Luka heads out, he catches sight of someone familiar in the shadows of an alley. Juleka? What's my sister doing here? Meanwhile, Cat Noir and Volpina slip into a one-way alley. Cat Noir asks for the fox necklace. Lila knows she's cornered, so she plays her part flawlessly. I love being a hero, she says sweetly. I want to help you. We were amazing today. And with me on your side, villains don't stand a chance. Behind the mask, Adrian feels himself falling deeper under her charm. She seems perfect. Too perfect. He wants to kiss her right now, but remembers his secret identity and returns to Master Fu. Adrian can't stop praising Lila's bravery, even suggesting she should wield the Fox Miraculous until Hawkmoth is defeated. Fu doesn't promise anything, but her name lingers in his thoughts. 10 minutes earlier, while Cat Noir was still in the alley, Juleka had been watching. She waited until he left, then saw Lila leaving alone from that alley. Juleka's lips curl into an evil smile, and she says, "Everything is going according to plan." Before you leave, I want to thank the artist who created all these beautiful images. His story of Luka being Ladybug is really interesting and original. You guys shouldn't miss it. I'm leaving his Instagram, so feel free to subscribe to both of us. Thanks for sticking around to the end and be good.